7. Proven signs of a dark chosen ones no one tells you. There are those who walk among us who do not fit into the light, nor do they fully embrace the darkness. They are something else entirely, something rare, something powerful, something misunderstood. The dark chosen ones. Society doesn't speak about them because to acknowledge them is to admit that not all chosen ones are here to heal, to love, to spread positivity. Some are here to destroy illusions, to break systems, to challenge the very fabric of reality. And if you are one, you already know that your path is different. You feel it in your bones. But how do you truly recognize it? How do you know that you are not just another lost soul, but someone chosen for something greater, something heavier, something darker? The first sign is exile, but not in the way most people think. It is not the kind of exile where you are simply ignored or left out. It is a spiritual exile. From a young age, you knew you were different, not because you tried to be, but because the world responded to you differently. You could see through people, sense their fears, their lies, their hidden motives. It made them uncomfortable. It made them wary of you, and so they pushed you away, or they tried to break you so you would conform. But you didn't. You couldn't, because something inside you refused to be tamed. Have you ever wondered why you were never able to fully integrate into groups? Why even when you were surrounded by people, you still felt completely alone? That is not because you are broken. That is because you are meant to walk a path that others cannot follow.
Click subscribe to this channel to get more profound spiritual lesson.
The second sign is destruction, not just external destruction, but inner destruction. The dark chosen ones do not simply evolve or grow like others do. Their transformation comes through fire, through pain, through chaos. Life has not been kind to you. Every time you thought you were safe, something was taken away. Every time you thought you had found peace, something shattered it. This is not coincidence. This is initiation. The universe does not allow dark chosen ones to remain stagnant. You were never meant to have an easy life because your power comes from your scars, from your survival, from your ability to rise no matter how many times you are broken. Think about all the times you have been forced to start over, all the times you have had to rebuild yourself from nothing. Do you see the pattern? It is not to punish you, it is to prepare you. The third sign is the presence of shadows, not just metaphorical ones, but real ones. You attract the broken, the lost, the outsiders. People who carry deep wounds are drawn to you like moths to a flame because subconsciously they know you understand them in a way no one else does. But there is something else, something even deeper. Darkness itself seems to follow you. Strange occurrences, unexplainable events, an unsettling energy that lingers wherever you go. You have likely felt it, haven't you? That feeling that something unseen is always watching you, that the air shifts when you enter a room. Some call it bad luck, some call it paranoia, but you know better. The unseen world recognizes you, it sees what you are, and it either fears you or tries to test you. The fourth sign is rebellion. You do not just question authority, you dismantle it. You do not just disbelieve in illusions, you expose them. The dark chosen ones are not here to play by the rules of society. They are here to tear down the falsehoods that have imprisoned humanity for centuries. This is why you have never been able to simply accept what you are told. religion, politics, social norms. None of it ever felt right to you. While others blindly accept their roles, you have always resisted. You have always felt the need to break free. But freedom comes with a cost. It isolates you. It makes you a threat. It makes people fear you. Have you noticed how people react when you speak the truth too openly? How quickly they turn defensive? How they try to silence you? That is because deep down they know you are right. But the truth is dangerous, and those who speak it are always seen as villains before they are recognized as visionaries. The fifth sign is power, but not the kind of power that people seek. This is not the power of fame, of fortune, of control over others. This is inner power, something raw, something ancient. You have always known that you have something inside you that others do not, a strength that cannot be explained, a resilience that defies logic. No matter how many times life has tried to break you, you have always come back stronger. But power is not given freely, it comes with responsibility. And the most dangerous thing about being a dark, chosen one is the temptation to misuse that power. Have you ever felt it? The pull towards vengeance, the desire to make others feel the pain they inflicted upon you. That is the test. That is the battle you must fight every day. Because the moment you give in to that darkness, you lose yourself. The sixth sign is knowledge. Not learned knowledge, but innate knowledge. You have always known things you were never taught. You have always had insights that seem to come from nowhere. The dark chosen ones do not need to be told what is true, they feel it. They see the patterns, the unseen connections, the hidden truths that others overlook. This is why you have always been drawn to the mysteries of life, to the occult, to the forbidden knowledge that society tries to suppress. You are not content with surface-level explanations. You crave the deeper truth, the real truth. And that truth is often dark, often uncomfortable, often terrifying. But you cannot look away because you were born to see. The seventh and final sign is solitude. Not just physical solitude, but spiritual solitude. No matter how many people you surround yourself with, you always feel like you are walking alone, because in a way you are. The dark chosen ones are not meant to follow the paths of others. They are not meant to be understood. They are meant to forge their own way, to walk into the unknown, to embrace the darkness without losing themselves to it. This is the hardest part of all, the loneliness, the feeling that no one truly sees you, no one truly understands you. But that is the price of your path, the price of your power. And now I must ask you, do you recognize these signs in yourself? Do you feel the weight of what you are? Because if you do, then you already know the truth. You are not here to fit in. You are not here to live an easy life. You are here for something greater, and that path, though dark, is yours alone to walk. The hidden trials of a dark chosen one that no one warns you about. The path of a dark chosen one is never straightforward. It is not illuminated by divine guidance, nor is it paved with comfort or certainty. It is a road of fire, of endless trials, of lessons that break you before they reveal their wisdom. And yet, no one warns you about this. No one prepares you for the weight you must carry, the forces that will test you, the loneliness that seeps into your very soul. Because how can they? The trials of a dark chosen one are not written in sacred texts. They are not spoken of in soft whispers of spiritual enlightenment. They are lived, endured, survived. One of the first and most relentless trials is the battle with your own mind. You do not see the world as others do. You never have. Your mind is a labyrinth of shadows and insights, a place where light and darkness dance in eternal conflict. There are moments when you feel as though you are on the edge of something vast, something incomprehensible. Your thoughts are not simple, they are layered, complex, sometimes overwhelming. And in that complexity lies danger, the danger of overthinking, of spiraling into depths too deep to escape from, of questioning everything until nothing feels real anymore. How often have you felt like you were losing yourself in your own thoughts? How often have you wished you could just turn it all off, even for a moment? That is the weight of your mind, the burden of seeing too much, knowing too much. Then there is the trial of temptation, not the shallow temptations of material greed or fleeting pleasures, but something far more insidious, the temptation of power. You have felt it, haven't you? The knowledge that you could manipulate, that you could destroy, that you could become something feared rather than misunderstood. After all, the world has not been kind to you. It has rejected you, tested you, wounded you, and the darkness whispers, always whispers, that you could make them pay, that you could wield your pain like a weapon. But that is the greatest trap of all, because the moment you give in, the moment you allow yourself to be consumed by what hurt you, you become the very thing you were meant to transcend. Have you ever stood at that edge, feeling the pull of something dark, something powerful? And then there is the trial of isolation. You are not meant to walk with the crowd. You are not meant to be understood by the masses. But that does not mean you do not crave connection. Even the strongest souls long for someone who truly sees them, who truly understands what they are. But how many times have you tried to open up, only to be met with confusion, with rejection, with silence? How many times have you stood among people and felt like you were in a different reality entirely? It is a cruel irony to be capable of understanding others so deeply, yet to be understood by so few. But this is part of the path. This is part of what makes you who you are. And finally, there is the trial of purpose, the unshakable, agonizing question that haunts you. Why? Why were you made this way? Why were you given these eyes that see through illusions, this mind that never rests, this soul that does not fit into the world? There are moments when you wonder if it is all just suffering without meaning, if you are simply wandering in the dark with no destination. But that is the greatest illusion of all. Because the truth is, your purpose is not given to you. It is forged. It is something you must create, something you must claim. And that is the hardest trial of all. To believe in your own path, even when no one else sees it. So I ask you now, have you felt these trials? Have you walked through them, stumbled through them, endured them? If so, then you already know the truth. This is not a path for the weak. This is not a path for those who seek comfort. This is a path for those who are willing to face the darkness, not to be consumed by it, but to master it. And that, above all else, is what it means to be a dark chosen one. The power within the shadows, how to harness the darkness without losing yourself. Darkness is not your enemy. It never was. The world has spent centuries teaching people to fear it, to reject it, to cast it out as if it were something unholy. But you You have always known better. You have felt the presence of the shadows not as something external, but as something woven into your very being. You have walked through them, lived in them, fought against them, only to realize that they are not here to destroy you. They are here to teach you. But the greatest challenge, the one that determines whether you rise or fall, is learning how to wield that darkness without letting it consume you. The first truth you must accept is that darkness is not evil. It is misunderstood. It is the force that breaks illusions, that shatters comfort, that forces transformation. It is the catalyst for evolution. Think of all the times in your life when you have grown the most. Were those moments filled with ease, with light, with warmth? Or were they forged in agony, in loss, in destruction? The dark chosen ones are not here to bask in perpetual peace. They are here to walk into the fire, to emerge stronger, to wield a power that others fear. But power is dangerous in the hands of those who do not understand it. And if you do not master your own darkness, it will master you. The key to control is awareness. Awareness of your thoughts, your emotions, your impulses. Your mind is a battlefield, and every day you fight a war between your higher self and the shadows that seek to pull you under. Have you noticed how easily anger can rise in you? How effortlessly you could destroy if you chose to? That is the test. The difference between those who fall into the abyss and those who rise above it is choice. The weak allow their darkness to control them, to dictate their actions, to fuel their vengeance. The strong use that darkness as a tool. They channel it, direct it, shape it into something powerful. There is an art to wielding darkness. It requires balance, precision, discipline. It is knowing when to unleash your power and when to hold it back. When you walk into a room, your energy shifts the atmosphere. People feel it, even if they don't understand it. You have the ability to intimidate, to influence, to command attention without speaking a word. But true mastery is not in using that power recklessly. It is in knowing when to remain silent, when to observe, when to act with purpose rather than impulse. And then there is the danger of losing yourself. The darkness is seductive. It whispers promises of strength, of control, of vengeance against those who have wronged you. It tells you that you do not need anyone, that love is weakness, that cruelty is power. And if you listen too long, if you feed into that voice, you will become something unrecognizable. You will become the very thing you once fought against. How many great souls have lost themselves to their own shadows? How many warriors of truth have been twisted into tyrants because they allowed their pain to harden them beyond repair? The secret to balance is in allowing yourself to feel without being controlled by those emotions. You will feel anger, but you do not have to act in rage. You will feel pain, but you do not have to become bitterness. You will feel the urge to destroy, but you must choose when and what is truly worth destroying. Not all things deserve to be burned to the ground. Some things must be rebuilt. Some things must be transformed, not obliterated. And the wisdom to know the difference is what separates the lost from the awakened. So what does it mean to harness the darkness? It means using your pain as fuel, but never letting it become your identity. It means embracing your solitude, but never allowing it to turn into isolation. It means acknowledging your power, but never letting it turn into arrogance. It means understanding that the world will never fully accept you, but refusing to let that rejection turn into hatred. And above all, it means remembering that while you may walk in the shadows, you are not meant to be lost in them. You are not here to be consumed by darkness. You are here to become something greater, something stronger, something that no force, light or dark, can break. So I ask you now, do you feel it? The power within you, the fire that refuses to die, the force that neither the world nor fate itself has been able to extinguish. That is who you are. That is what you carry. And if you can master that, there is nothing that can stand in your way. The final truth, why the world fears the dark, chosen ones, and what it means for your destiny. The world has always feared what it cannot control. It builds systems, structures, rules, and illusions to keep people contained, to keep them predictable, to keep them obedient. But the dark chosen ones, you, are the embodiment of everything that threatens that order. You do not fit into their mold. You do not follow their rules. You see too much, know too much, feel too much, and that makes you dangerous, not because you seek destruction for destruction's sake, but because your very existence is disruptive to the carefully constructed illusions that keep the masses asleep. You are feared because you cannot be manipulated the way others can. The lies that work on most people do not work on you. You see through false smiles, through empty words, through the illusions of power that those in control try to maintain. You sense the corruption hidden beneath polished appearances, the darkness lurking behind the masks people wear. And when you speak, when you reveal what you see, people react with fear, with anger, with denial, because the truth is not something they are ready to face. Have you ever noticed how people become uncomfortable when you speak your mind? How they try to silence you, discredit you, push you away? That is not because you are wrong, it is because you are right. And the truth is the most dangerous weapon in the world. But the fear runs deeper than that. It is not just about what you see, it is about what you are capable of. They sense it, even if they do not understand it. There is something in you, a force, a presence, an energy that unsettles people. It is not something you do consciously, it is something you carry. A power that cannot be controlled is always feared. This is why the world has tried to break you, why life has tested you again and again. Because if you ever fully realized what you are, if you ever truly embraced your strength, there would be nothing that could contain you. But the greatest challenge of all is not surviving the world's fear. It is not enduring the rejection, the loneliness, the resistance. The greatest challenge is deciding what to do with your power. What will you become? What will you create? What will you destroy? Because the dark chosen ones are not just here to exist, you are here to shift reality itself. But how you do that, whether through wisdom or wrath, through creation or destruction, is up to you, and that choice will define your destiny. The world will never hand you a purpose. It will never give you a path that feels right, because your path does not exist yet. You must carve it out with your own hands, forge it through your own trials, shape it with your own will. That is the burden of being different. That is the weight of being powerful. But it is also your greatest freedom. You owe nothing to the systems that tried to contain you. You owe nothing to the expectations that never fit you. You are not here to follow. You are here to lead, to create, to shape a reality that is truer, deeper, more powerful than the illusions that have kept humanity asleep for so long. So the final truth is this: the world fears you because it knows what you are, and it will do everything in its power to make you doubt yourself, to make you suppress your fire, to make you shrink into something small and manageable. But you must never let it, because you were never meant to be small, you were never meant to be silent, you were meant to rise, to stand in your full power, to walk a path that no one else can walk. And now, I leave you with one final question. Will you embrace what you are, or will you let the world convince you to be something less? The choice is yours. It always has been, and it always will be.